All right, hello, math fans. All right, this is day 3, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to do something similar to what we did day 2 with unlike denominators. But the deal is they're going to get more complicated, okay, the denominators. They're not going to be where you multiply it by one thing, you know, like I had, you know, a 2x on the bottom and a 3y, and you had to multiply to get a, 6xy as your LCD. It's going to be a little bit more complicated. So before we even start to do a problem, I want to work with finding LCDs. All right. So let me give you I just have a bunch of examples I'm going to do. So 2 over x plus 3 plus 5 over x minus 3. Now, it's so important you guys understand this. Super, super important. You need to understand that x plus 3 and x minus 3 have nothing in common. And the way I know they have nothing in common is if I do x plus 3 over x minus 3, can I cancel anything out? No. There's nothing to cancel. That's why they have nothing in common. Okay? So that's just it's kind of a test. It's to try and divide them. And if you can divide them, I mean, you guys should remember from the last chapter, you can't simplify x plus 3 over x minus 3. You're done with that. Okay? In order to cancel, it has to be, if I want to cancel, it has to be at least the same terms, and there has to be multiplication. Multiplication between terms. Okay? Those are very, very important. So, in fact, I'm not even going to give you numbers anymore. I'm just going to say, what does x plus 4 and x plus 2 have in common? Nothing. Okay? Oh, I guess I should have finished this one here. Because these have nothing in common, your LCD is both terms, x plus 3 and x minus 3. Okay? So if there's nothing in common, then it's both. That's both of them are your LCD. It's kind of like if I said 1/3, this is my first example, 1/3 plus 1/2. What do 3 and 2 have in common? They really don't have anything in common. So it's 3 times 2, isn't it? Isn't it? It's 6 as your LCD. So since x plus 3 and x minus 3 have nothing in common, that means the LCD is x plus 3 times x minus 3. So what do x plus 4 and x plus 2 have in common? Well, can you divide them? Here, x plus 4 over x plus 2. No, you can't. And please don't cancel out the x's and then say, oh, 2 goes into 4 twice and 2 goes into 2 once and cancel things out. These have nothing in common. You cannot cancel anything out. So in this case here, my LCD is x plus 4 times x plus 2. Okay? It's pretty easy to understand it. You just got to work hard at that, looking at it. Okay? What about x and x plus 1? What do they have in common? I hope you answered again. Nothing. Because if I do x over x plus 1, can I cancel anything out? No, I can't. Because I have this plus 1 here, and it's not multiplication. So my LCD is x times x plus 1. Okay, what about x minus 7 and x minus 14? Well, let's see. X minus 7 or x minus 14. Can I cancel anything out? No. It's addition and subtraction. So my LCD is x minus 7 times x minus 14. Okay? What about this? What if I have x plus 2, x minus 2, and x as denominators? What do any of those have in common? Nothing. Okay, nothing can cancel out. Again, in order to cancel out, it has to be multiplication, so that is your LCD right here. X times x plus 2 times x minus 2. Okay? What Let's get a little more fancy schmancy. Let's do x squared minus 9 and x plus 3. What do those have in common? So this is the deal. These are your denominators. You're going to take that denominator, and you guys should probably recognize this already. You're going to factor. There is so much factoring that's involved in this chapter now. Okay, and you're going to factor that to x plus 3, x minus 3, and that one to x plus 3. What's in what do I have in common here? I have an x plus 3, and I have an x plus 3. So my LCD is x plus 3. I only say it one time, and what else do I have? An x minus 3. That's my LCD. Because this is the common thing, so you list it one time, and then it also has an x minus 3 over here. Alright? So that's what you have to do. You got to factor. So let's try another one here. X squared minus 6x and x minus 6. What do those have in common? Well, let's factor this. This factors to x times x minus 6. There we go. X minus 6's are in common, so my LCD is x times x minus 6. Okay? Not bad so far. What about this one? X squared plus 5x plus 6 as the denominator, and x squared minus 9. Well, let's find out what, let's factor this guy. This is going to be x plus 2, x plus 3. This is going to be x minus 3, x plus 3. What's in common? That's in common, so it's one time I have x plus 3, and I also have x plus 2, and x minus 3. That's my LCD. Okay, it looks big and nasty, but it's what's in common. You say one time, and then you put the rest of the stuff after that. Okay? Not too bad. Not bad. Let's do another one here. X squared minus 2x and x squared minus 7x. Well, let's factor x times x minus 2, x times x minus 7. What's in common? The x. That's part of my LCD. What's left over? I need an x minus 2, and I need an x minus 7. So that is my LCD. All right. Well, so I want to practice LCDs because that's really, really important. Now what I want to talk about, and these are important, these are steps to simplify rational expressions. Okay, there are 7 steps. You got to follow them all. The first one is you want to factor the denominator, and I'm going to put this in here. Do not factor the numerator. Only the denominator. Don't look at the top and go, oh, I can factor something out. You only factor the denominator. Second step, find LCD, which is exactly what we've just been doing. Third step, you're going to multiply the top and bottom by appropriate terms to get common LCD. Okay, so just like we did before, you multiply the top and bottom. Like remember with the old days, you multiply maybe something by 3 over 3 to get it to be a 6 in your denominator. Okay, fourth step, distribute the top. Fifth step, combine like terms. sixth step, factor the top if possible. Doesn't always happen. And this last step, seventh step, is cancel terms if possible. And again, you want to look for multiplication between terms. Okay? Look for multiplication between terms. So keep this, that should be in front of you all the time. You got to follow those steps. Very, very important. So let's start out with an example. First example here. 2 over x plus 1 plus 3 over x. And the directions are going to say simplify. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you want to find your LCD, which is there's nothing in common, so it's x times x plus 1. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to say, so that your first step is factor the denominator, which I don't have to worry about that. Find the LCD, which I just did. Multiply the top and the bottom to get a common LCD. So don't you, if this is my LCD, what do I have to multiply that by to get x times x plus 1? Don't you guys agree I have to multiply this by x over x? And what do I multiply that one by? X plus 1 over x plus 1. So you get, what I want you to do is write on the bottom x times x plus 1. And I want you to put a big line on top. And what you're going to do is you have 2x, 2 times x, plus 3, and then you distribute this. So 3x plus 3. Okay? The fifth step, combine like terms. So 5x plus 3 over x times x plus 1. The sixth step is to factor if possible, which I can't. And then the last step is to cancel, which if I can't factor, if I have no multiplication, I can't cancel. So this is my final answer. Okay? So that's the first problem. All right, let's try another one. 3 over x plus 2 minus 5x plus 1 over x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, step number 1, factor the denominator. So that factors to x plus 3, x plus 2. Now you got to find your LCD. Well, that's common, so it's x plus 2, and I have x plus 3 left over. That's my LCD. So in other words, I need to get this with an x plus 3, x plus 2, which I already have, and this also with an x plus 3, x plus 2. So do you guys agree that the only thing I'm missing here, I'm missing an x plus 3? So multiply it by x plus 3 over x plus 3. And what I get is, let's actually write it out. On the bottom is x plus 2, x plus 3. I get 3 parentheses x plus 3. I'm going to write it out first before I distribute, because I think that you don't forget things as well if you write the whole thing out. Alright, so you guys agree with that? I have, this is it, 3 times x plus 3 minus 5x plus 1. Now I want you guys to distribute. So you get 3x plus 9, and don't forget the negative, so it's negative 5x minus 1 over x plus 2, x plus 3. Combine like terms. 3x minus 2x is negative 5x. 9 minus 1 is positive 8 over x plus 2, x plus 3. Okay, and your last step is to factor. Well, I can factor out negative 2 out of the top. So negative 2, and I have x minus 4 on top, and x plus 2, x plus 3. And that's our answer. I can't cancel anything out, so that's it. All right. Let's keep going with another example. Hope you guys are getting this. X over x minus 4 plus x minus 20 over x squared minus 4x. First step, factor. Factor out x. X times x minus 4. LCD equals x times x minus 4. Right? They have something in common, and then you have that extra x left over. So this one's already good. I need to multiply this one by x over x to get that to be x times x minus 4. So on the bottom I get x times x minus 4. On top I get x squared plus x minus 20. Okay. Next step, factor the top. That gives me x plus 5, x minus 4 over x times x minus 4. Now, last step is cancel if you can, and I can't cancel. So my answer is x plus 5 over x. Please don't cancel out the x's there. That's the final answer. X plus 5 over x. Okay, let's keep going here. What about this one? 2 over x squared minus 25 minus 4 over x squared minus 3x minus 10. Okay, get us factor. So the factor is 2x plus 5, x minus 5. This one factors to x minus 5, x plus 2. Okay, sounds pretty reasonable. And my LCD for this, a little tricky, but not really. Here's an x minus 5, here's an x minus 5. And then that's x plus 5 and x plus 2. So there are three terms. So I'm going to write it out. X minus 5, x plus 5, x plus 2. And on top, well, I need to multiply here. What am I missing? I'm missing x plus 2. Okay, what am I missing here? I'm missing x plus 5. So I want you guys to write out 2x plus 2 minus, this is important, guys. People forget this all the time. It's a minus there. So it's minus 4 times x plus 5. Okay, distribute. So I get 2x plus 4 minus 4x minus 20 all over x minus 5, x plus 5, x plus 2. Okay, combine like terms. I get negative 2x minus 16 over x minus 5, x plus 5, x plus 2. Okay, and then the last step is factor out a negative 2. And if I divide each of these by negative 2, I get x plus 8, and on the bottom x minus 5, x plus 5, x plus 2. Nothing to cancel out. So that nasty little answer is my answer. It's my final answer. All right? All right, one last type of problem, and then we'll be done, is if you guys have 5 over x minus 9 minus 2 over 9 minus x. You guys need to realize, remember the first step is factor the denominator. So before you can factor, don't you have to put it in descending order? And then what do you factor out of there? Well, don't you factor out a negative 1? So it's really negative and then x minus 9. Now notice, math fans, I really have the same thing here, except for the negative. So my LCD is x minus 9. All right? And so you don't really have to worry about that. And this is the deal. That negative, just move it up to the top. So I can rewrite this problem now as 5x minus 9. And instead of a minus 2 over 9 minus x, I'm going to say plus 2 over x minus 9. So that negative basically made that a negative of a negative, which is positive. Okay, if I had to switch the second or the first one, then you would have to make that negative over here. But in this case, that's not the case. So then your answer is just going to be 5 plus 2 is 7, because now we have a like denominator. Okay, so let's try another one like that with a negative. 5 over 5 over 4 minus x minus 3 over x minus 4. So again, recognize that. It's 4 minus x, x minus 4. So let's flip this around. So it's 5 over negative x plus 4 minus 3 over x minus 4. So I'm going to factor out a negative 1. So I get 5, and that, see that, now I factor that negative out. Let me write this out first. Oops, x minus 4. I'm going to put the negative right here. Get out of the bottom. Because, right, you don't say negative, you say negative 3 halves, you don't say 3 negative halves. And now I have a negative on top, and so I have negative 5. It's the same denominator now, right? So negative 5 minus 3 over x minus 4, which is negative 8 over x minus 4. Can't do anything with it. So we're done with the problem. Can't cancel anything out. All right, that's it, math fans. I hope you guys learned something here, but this is one of the more complicated things. But just be careful and look for your LCD. All right, have a nice day. Goodbye, math fans.